In this video, I'm going to look at a Python program. It's going to read some data in from Excel and then plot that data. It's going to be data of a discharging capacitor. And we're going to read in that data from Excel and then plot it and fit it to an exponential. So the code, if you want it, is at this URL scene. And I watched the tutorial with this at this URL to get me started on the reading from Excel. So let's get started. Okay, so my imports. I'm going to bring in the pandas module, and if you haven't previously installed it, then you might need at your terminal level to do a pip install of pandas. And although it's not in the imports, pandas will use this other module for working with Excel. So that will also need to be installed, pip install openpyxl. Just because I'm working with a file, I like to make sure that my terminal is knows where it is, then it's in the same location as the Python file. So I'm bringing in the OS module. I'm bringing in matplotlib to do my plotting. Bringing in numpy for my fitting. Okay. So here I am. This is my standard little thing for get the file, which is the Python file, find its path, strip off the file name and just get the directory name, and then set that as the working directory for the program. So now I know that I'm in the right location. And then because the Python program and the Excel are siblings in this case, there's the capacitor data Excel, and there is the Python. I can just, because I know I'm in the right location of the Python file, I can just use the Excel's file's name and its extension. And I don't need to do any other path stuff because my path work was here. And that Excel had multiple sheets. It happened to be that the discharge sheet was the first sheet, but I'm specifying the sheet name. Let's see if I can find that quickly. Should have opened that Excel beforehand. So here's the Excel. It has some charging data, a blank sheet, some charging capacitor data, and some discharging data. And I've used here Excel for comparison's sake to show you the results that Excel gets when we fit to an exponential. All right, so we've read in the data here. And I looked at its class, and it is a class made by Panda called the data frame. Okay. And then I want, for the purposes of matplotlib, to have two lists. So I'm getting from my data frame the two lists. I want the list for the times and the list for the voltages across the capacitor. So these were at the top of my Excel, and it sort of took them as sort of headers for the data. And so when I said data frame square bracket that, it understood everything to be the column underneath. And there's a way within data frames to work with rows and columns and get to either work with indices or work with names and get various ranges. What I was doing here was pretty simple. I wanted a list of the times, a list of the voltages. I'm setting up to make my chart. So axes and the set face color just allow me to choose like a plot area, in which I made a light gray, and I put in a little faint grid. Here we're using plt was the matplotlib pyplot, and I'm making a scatter. So this is just going to be the dots, the voltages that we found. So we give it the x's, we give it the y's. So times are on the x-axis, y's are voltages. This is the size of the dot. Whether they're transparent or not. And here's their color, and here's the round color. So they're a medium to dark gray. The background was a light gray, and then there are black circles around them. Okay, so now I'm ready to do, so that was plotting the data. Let's run it and see that. Where'd it go? There it is, finally. So that is these medium gray circles with the black border around them. That's what we just made, and with the time on the x-axis and voltage on the y-axis. I haven't set those labels yet, or I haven't shown you that I set those labels yet. But here, just in the plot, the times were first, so they were the x-axis, voltages of the y. Okay, so now I want to make the fit, and we're going to use what's standard to do for when you're fitting to an exponential, and that is to take a log of the y data. So I just have a little brief slideshow here to say that if I have an expression of this form, a formula of this form, that y equals some coefficient times the exponential of, I'm calling this a factor, some factor times x. So if I take the log of both sides, get log of y equals log of all this. In standard log things, if you have a log of a product, two things multiplying one another, then it's the sum of the logs. So I have a times exponential, so it's log a plus log of the exponential. Then log, this is a natural log, is the inverse of the exponential. So this just turns out to be bx. And so at this stage, if we can see then if we work with the log of the y's and the x sort of as given, then it's linear. So log y is sort of in lieu of y, and then there's a constant and a slope times a variable. So the slope b is this, what I called previously factor, so that's going to come straight out of a fit, and then what we're going to get as an intercept is log a, and then to get a by itself, I'm going to take the exponential of both sides. So the exponential of that intercept we get from fitting is going to be the exponential of log of a, and again, exponential and log are inverses, so it'll just be a. So that is the game we want to play. So I'm using numpy, I'm using Polynomial.Fit to get my, to fit to a straight line. I want the degree 1. That's going to give me a constant and a slope, a linear term and a constant. X to the 0, x to the 1, however you want to say it. Here are the times, the x's, which we leave as is. And here we are taking the log of the voltages. And numpy will, you can apply like a mathematical operation to an entire list at once in numpy. So if I had used mathlog, it would say, I don't know what you're talking about. If I try to apply log to an entire list all at once, but numpy understands what I mean by that. So that was convenient. Okay, so there is the fit of the x and log y, degree 1. I set the domain equal to quote quote. This came up in a previous video. It the fit can do some strange things and then have to be sort of converted. But if you set the domain to square bracket, open close square bracket, then the answer you get is the answer you want rather than something that has to be converted. Here I am getting that coefficient A by taking the exponential of this. And again, I'm doing it, well, I'd used np exponential here. The fit at 0 is the coefficient, the constant term. And then I'm taking the exponential of it. This could have been math log. This is just one thing. And then the factor, the slope, I just did the fit 1 minus the fit 0. Okay. If I had a polynomial of a higher degree, then I might want to do 0 and, I don't know, 0.1 and divide by 0.1 or something like that. But this is simple enough. And I printed them out. Okay, so now I want to plot that fit, which I did that's this sort of thin red line that you see that fits the data pretty well. So you have to look a little carefully to see the fit. But I am making a sequence of points from my minimum time to my maximum time, and I said I wanted 100. Although the fit was to a line, I'm plotting it not as a line, but as an exponential. And so I want a bunch of points, so I'm not sort of connecting dots in some bizarre way, but I have a lot of dots. So if I am connecting the dots, it looks smoother. Okay, and so I'm getting using this linspace to create 100 points. Then I am creating my y's, and again using numpy, which will take lists as arguments. And so I'm taking the coefficient times the exponential of factor times my x sequence. So this was a list, and then this applied that math to every point in the list and made a new list. And so I have the x's and the y's. I made it red. I made the alpha of half and the line width of 1. So it's a thin red line with some bit of transparency. I want to write the equation on the graph. So here I'm saying y equals some number times the exponential of some number times t. And then I formatted and put the coefficient in the first and the factor in the second. And I decided to keep 3 decimal places on the factor and 2 for the exponent. And then I placed it on the graph at 0.10, 3.5. I placed that equation with a font size of 12. So there's the equation at 3.5, at 10, 3.5. There is the 4.51 exponential of minus 0.222t. 0.451 exponential of minus 0.222x in Excel. So it's found the same solution as Excel. This is what Excel does. It would be different in, say, Mathematica. Mathematica doesn't necessarily take this approach to fitting. And there could be some reason for that. This data fits well. This physical situation is well described by an exponential, that's known. But especially whenever you take that log, it can put a lot of emphasis on like the ends of the data, the tails of the data, and you might not want that. So That's what we're doing here. That's what's standard, but there may be reasons for not doing that. Added a title, add an x-axis label, a y-axis label, saved it as a PDF. There it is as a PDF. And here it is showing it. That sort of brought it up as that sort of modal pop-up. I think you can set it that it's sort of pops over at some other, panel within your Visual Studio Code. But the way I have my Visual Studio Code set up, this is coming up as sort of a pop-up, which is fine by me. Actually, I find that convenient for this. I've got a sort of a small screen. All right, so that's what I wanted to show you, sort of a 2-for-1. I wanted to play with reading Excel, which I hadn't done before, but I didn't really do a lot of explaining. This tutorial does a lot more than what I did. I just needed 2 lists, so that's all. I stuck to just grabbing it, getting the 2 lists out of it. And fitting to an exponential, standard trick of taking a log of the y's, and most of the rest is sort of standard plotting stuff that I've done in other videos. All right, that's what I wanted to show you. Thanks for your attention.